Hello, my name is Giselle and I'm a research assistant and registered dietitian with the Maintain Prime study. It is my pleasure to welcome you to our study and also go through the orientation with you today. I want to thank you for participating in the Maintain Prime study. We appreciate your time and effort and your decision to commit to your health and our research. First, some good news, you lost some weight, which has allowed you to join the Maintain Prime study. Congratulations on this accomplishment. We're excited you have chosen to take the next steps of your weight management journey with us. Some good things to know before we start this journey together. Our body isn't simply programmed to function in weight loss mode forever. Eventually, everyone's weight slows down and levels off, or goes into what we like to call a maintenance phase. This happens with every weight loss plan. This isn't because your weight loss plan isn't working or you're not doing enough. It happens because your body adapts to your new weight. Your goal isn't necessarily to keep losing more weight, but rather to maintain your current weight and receive all the health benefits of your already accomplished weight loss. Some of you might already find that you may feel hungrier or have more cravings. This is the body's attempt to make you regain the weight that you've already lost. Keep in mind that this tug of war between your brain, body, and your new weight is to be expected. We don't want you to feel frustrated by this, but rather think about knowing these facts can help you anticipate the next steps of your weight management plan. During the maintenance phase in weight management, taking charge and staying on course with healthy lifestyle becomes a priority. Weight management is less about willpower and more about developing skills. Managing and maintaining a healthy body weight long term is not about success, and it's not about failure on any given day. It's really about creating healthy habits for a lifetime and maintaining those for the rest of our lives. So, how can Maintain Prime help you with the next steps of your weight management journey? As we continue to discuss how to build the skills needed for long-term weight management, we like to approach these topics in a pyramid form. We will go over each skill on this pyramid, building one on top of the other for a strong foundation to continue developing a healthy lifestyle, keeping in mind that we are developing skill power rather than willpower. As we build the pyramid, you may be already familiar with some of these healthy lifestyle habits, such as staying physically active and eating a well-balanced diet. We hope to introduce you to new topics that may add to your current lifestyle and help you with long-term weight management. Topics such as stress management and setting realistic goals may be a great addition to what you're already doing. To start off, let's talk a little bit more about the foundation of healthy lifestyles: support and communication. Support can make a huge impact in your weight management journey. Research shows that having friends and family members who are supportive of your healthy eating and exercise goals is important for long-term weight loss success. Changing to a healthy lifestyle can have its ups and downs, and it makes things easier when you're not alone or have someone to talk to about the challenges you face. Support can come from different places: friends and family, your healthcare provider, a workout partner, or even a dietitian. You may already have some people in mind that offer you support. Let them know how much their support means to you. And if you don't, think about the person that supported you in the past and reach out. Things to keep in mind to help build and maintain your support: stay in touch. When things aren't going well, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and isolate yourself. But support can be crucial in getting back on track. So answer those phone calls and texts even when you're feeling down. Recognize the importance of give and take. Express the appreciation of support and be ready to return the favor and help others achieve their wellness goals. And find the best fit. Maybe you thought your best friend would be a good person to vent to, but she's going through a hard time. The friend may make a better walking partner instead. Be open to learn who can support you in what manner. And lastly, join the community. Take part in neighborhood events, community organizations, local exercise classes, or active family get-togethers. Making lifestyle changes can be challenging, so finding a support team to cheer you on. Let's talk about the next step in the pyramid: self-monitoring. Another word we use for self-monitoring and maintain prime is tracking. The skills of self-monitoring or tracking is key to behavior change and successful long-term weight management. Self-monitoring refers to observing, tracking, and recording your behaviors and choices. Habits like weighing yourself regularly and tracking your caloric intake are some examples. One of the reasons these habits are such powerful tools and skills is because it provides you with feedback on your behavior, such as taking a longer walk in the morning. Seeing the outcomes of these choices that you make will allow you to learn what is working and what is not. Tracking your progress will help you make changes as needed and meet your own personal goals. In Maintain Prime, you will be monitoring behaviors such as your weight, food choices, and physical activity. You will be provided with self-monitoring goals that you will work towards each week. You will be asked to track your weight, calories, grams of fat, weekly minutes of physical activity, and daily steps. Working and modifying these behaviors as needed to meet your goal will result in weight change or maintaining your current weight. Let's talk about regular self-weighing. You will be asked to track your weight at least 1 to 2 times per week, at home, and preferably at the same time of day. For example, every morning after you wake up. We know that those who weigh themselves regularly do better with weight management. Although we do recommend to only weigh yourself at least 1 to 2 times per week, we also want you to find the frequency of weighing that's right for you. Some people like to weigh themselves every day. No matter which frequency of weighing you choose, something to keep in mind is that weight fluctuations are normal, and not one number or weight measurement on the scale is something to focus on. Rather, it's more important to focus on the trend your weight is taking over time. In other words, don't be discouraged with seeing small changes on the scale. It's best to look at your month-long progress. For example, if your weight stayed about the same over a 4-week period, you're on the right track. Next, you will be self-monitoring your food choices by tracking calories and fat of everything you eat and drink at least 3 times per week. There is sometimes a difference between what we think we eat and what we really ate, and the difference can add up. You'll be given a calorie and fat grams goal. Staying close to your calorie and fat grams goal will prevent weight regain. It doesn't matter how you track. What matters if you bite it, you write it. The awareness that tracking provides is a roadmap to make better food choices and adjust your portions and servings so that you can stay close to your calorie goal. For example, we can see that on the left, Sally is trying to use her memory to track her food intake and thinks she only had a bowl of cereal, which she guesstimated to be around 200 calories for breakfast. However, if she was to sit down, took note of all the food she ate, and also being more accurate with her portions, she actually had 150 more calories than she remembered. It is important to be accurate when tracking your food to help guide you and make adjustments as needed. Some of you may already be tracking some of these behaviors already and feel like you have a good routine down, but not to worry if you don't. The more you practice, the better you will get, and through trial and error, you will find what works best for you to stay close to your goals. It's a process and it takes time, patience, and a lot of practice to master these skills. Find a tracking style that is a good fit. There are many ways to track your calories, and different things work for different people. Finding the tracking style that is the best fit for you is what's important. Some people may find it most helpful to use pen and paper to track their calories, but similarly, there are free calorie tracking apps both on smartphones and computers that help many people not only track their calories, but also save and find foods that they eat regularly when nutrition labels aren't available. Some people like to even take a step further and take a picture or leave themselves a voice message describing their meal when they're on the go. This helps them later remember what they ate and they can accurately track their calories at a better time. Nutrition labels are a great tool to use in order to help you track your food accurately. When available, they provide the most accurate measurements. There's a lot of information on these food labels, but the most important information to focus on is serving size, serving per container, calories, and total fat. Make sure you adjust for your serving sizes per container and portions. This food label is an example of mac and cheese, and this has a total of 100 calories per serving, which is 1 cup of mac and cheese. But let's say you ate the whole package. The whole package contains 2.5 servings. You must multiply the calories per serving, which is 100 calories, by the total servings in the package, 2.5 servings, to come to a total of 250 calories for the whole package. Nutrition labels are a great tool. Make sure you use them correctly. When food labels aren't available, we recommend using free calorie counting apps such as MyFitnessPal or Calorie King. These calorie counting apps provide nutritional information of most foods you can think of. The database includes popular brands and popular restaurants that can adjust for servings. Also, if you're having trouble finding a food label or can't find the food you ate, use a similar food. For example, instead of zucchini bread, you can use banana bread. In addition to tracking calories and using nutrition food labels, it is important to track portions or serving sizes accurately. Using measuring cups and spoons or a food weight scale may be useful to get a good idea of what your normal servings look like. Using measuring cups to measure things such as cereal, nuts, pasta, rice, shredded cheese, or popcorn, and using a food scale to measure things such as your proteins like chicken or tofu or beef, and a piece of bread that you might have cut yourself. If you already have an app or process for tracking calories you like, stick to it. If not, choose an option that works best for you. Just remember to also record your totals per day on your MyChart account as well. Sometimes these apps will give you a calorie goal. Do not use these apps for their goals. We have no affiliation with these apps, and we recommend to only use them for calorie tracking purposes. We will provide a personalized calorie goal at your study visit. Please use your personalized calorie goal. It is specific to you, and it's set for you to maintain your weight. You can add your Maintain Prime calorie goal to your preferred app for easier tracking. And lastly, if you're making recipes, it is best if you record how much of each ingredient you used. For example, if you're making beef stew, add the calories and fat grams of each ingredient. Divide the sum by the number of servings. This will give you the total calories and fat grams for each serving. You can also save previous recipes on your favorite calorie tracking app for easy access in the future. Another option is to find a similar food in the calorie counter. For example, use the calories and fat grams of an existing beef stew recipe on the app. The last thing we will ask you to track will be physical activity, minutes, and steps. Just like there are many ways to track your food, there are many ways to track your physical activity. Just as you will find how to stay within your calorie goal through trial and error, practice, and time, you will find the physical activity you enjoy and wish to keep practicing. The goal is to increase your physical activity slowly over time. Physical activity can be done at one time or in several small blocks of time throughout the day, so it's important to use tracking tools for accuracy. Every minute and movement matters, and keeping track will help you meet your physical activity goals, help you stay accountable and motivated. This is also the best way to see your progress. There are many ways to track the time you are being physically active. Some like to use wrist-worn devices, pedometers, or apps on their smartphones. Choose what works best for you. Just remember to also record your totals into your MyChart account along with calories and fat gram totals. Next, we'll discuss the next step of the healthy lifestyle pyramid, SMART goals. It's important to remember a goal without a plan is just a wish. So we will discuss how to formulate a very specific goal with a plan to help guide you through making healthy lifestyle changes and sticking to your goals. SMART goals are one way to create a roadmap to change. A SMART goal is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Let's go over each step along with examples to learn how to formulate your own SMART goal. Let's start by talking about how to make a goal specific. This is the what, when, and how things will get done. The more specific you are with your goal, the more likely you are to stick with it. For example, a goal to just exercise more is not specific enough. We can make this more specific by saying, I will walk 30 minutes after work every day. We now know what you're trying to accomplish, walk 30 minutes a day, and includes details that take out all the guesswork from planning your goals. You also want to make sure you measure your goals so you can keep track of your progress. Otherwise, how will you know if you're on the right track? Here's another example. A goal of eating better is not easily measured. But if we set a goal to eat 1,600 calories per day this week, we can easily measure this goal by tracking our calories, tracking how many days we met our goal. Making sure your goal is attainable or realistic is important. If you are setting a goal that is above reach, you are likely to feel discouraged and feel like you're not able to meet your goals. It is important to challenge yourself beyond your comfort zone, but to not such a degree that you feel overwhelmed and anxious just thinking about your goal. A goal to exercise 1 hour at the gym is not attainable if your work schedule doesn't allow for it and your membership has expired. However, 2 weekend trips to the gym for 1 hour might be more attainable after you renew your membership. Next, you want to make sure that your goal is relevant to what you're trying to achieve. You want to make sure the goal you pick is addressing your main concern. For example, if your main goal is to increase physical activity, sitting less will not increase physical activity. Rather, it will help you decrease sedentary time. However, increasing the intensity or amount of time of an activity you already enjoy, this will increase physical activity time. And the last step to creating a SMART goal, we want to add a timestamp to our goal. Making sure there's a start and an end will allow you to pause and reflect on your successes, key learnings, and change course if necessary. The example given here, join Maintain Prime and lose weight again, is not time-bound. However, joining the Maintain Prime study and tracking my calories for 5 days per week for the next 2 weeks using MyFitnessPal is time-bound. This last example brings together all the elements of SMART goals. It's specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Setting your own SMART goal is a skill that will take time to develop. It doesn't have to be perfect. Keep practicing to help you achieve your goals. The next step on the pyramid is problem-solving skills. Facing challenges to maintaining a healthy lifestyle is a normal part of weight management. Using problem-solving skills to help you overcome the challenges is an important skill to develop for long-term success. There are 5 steps to problem-solving strategy. 1. Describe the problem. 2. List all your solutions. 3. Choose the best solution. 4. Create an action plan. And 5. Follow and evaluate your plan. Let's go over each step individually. First, we want to identify and describe the challenge in detail. Use a behavior chain or sequence of events to describe the problem or challenge. Ask yourself, what led to the unwanted outcome? Working backwards to find the root cause and find the right solution for your challenge is also very important. Let's look at the example of a participant that went over their calorie goal. This participant came home late from work and tired. They did not pack their lunch the night before, nor did they do it in the morning because they didn't have time. So they ended up grabbing lunch with their coworkers at their nearest restaurant and chose a high-calorie meal and then ended up exceeding its calorie goal for the day. It's important to be specific about exactly what the problem challenge is so you can find the correct solution. Step 2. List your options to address the challenge. Brainstorm ideas for each individual step of the problem list created in step 1. No idea or solution is wrong in this section. For example, if this participant came home tired from work, some possible solutions could be try to go on a walk in the middle of the day, use a 10-minute break strategy to help relieve some stress, or finish work at home. Some possible solutions to eating a high-calorie meal at the restaurant could be looking up the menu online to choose a healthier option, or choose to go to a restaurant with more healthier options. Step 3. Choose the best solution. It's important to choose what will work best for you. Choosing 1 or 2 solutions that will best solve your specific challenge is important. Weigh the pros and cons of each option and choose the one that will likely work for you. There are no right or wrong answers. The best options for this participant is to look up the menu online and choose a healthier option, pack leftovers, choose to go to a different restaurant, or have their go-to restaurant list as well. Step 4. Create an action plan. You have to take the best solution and think about if certain things happen, what will you do? For example, if your coworkers might not want to switch restaurants, you can look up the menu ahead of time and choose a better food option at the original restaurant. And the very last step, follow your plan and evaluate your success. Was this action plan successful? Does this meet your goal? If not, it's okay to go back and try a different solution. Evaluating your plan can be easily done by creating a SMART goal. Rephrasing your solution into a SMART goal can help make sure you have all the elements for evaluating your progress. Over time, these steps will become a more natural process, but it may take some time and practice at first. We think with all these skills, including building and maintaining your support, self-monitoring, creating SMART goals, and using problem-solving skills, you will be making healthier choices, which is the highest and final step on the pyramid. Let's first start off by talking a little bit about physical activity. While physical activity is not the most effective way to lose weight initially, it's a vital component to maintaining your weight long term. Again, because of the tug of war between your brain, body, and your new weight. Let's go over the physical activity recommendations. You can also think of the physical activity recommendations as a pyramid. At the base of the pyramid, we have active living and recreation. Every day, we should choose to move as much as possible, adding more movement to your day with outdoor activities, taking the stairs more often, and going on walks every day. The next step is organized physical activity. It is recommended to add aerobic activity at a minimum of 5 days per week at moderate intensity for at least 30 minutes per day. This adds up to a total of 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity per week. If you're doing more physical activity than the minimum recommendations, it is your goal to maintain your current physical activity routine. If you're not yet meeting the goal, it's important to work slowly towards the recommendations, adding 5 to 10 minutes per day of physical activity to get you started. Muscle strengthening activities are a great addition to add on top of aerobic activity and should be done ideally at least 2 days per week. But any strengthening activity is better than none. And at the very top of the pyramid, we have sedentary time, which should be reduced and broken into small chunks of time. Trying to stand up and stretch every 2 hours during the day is advised. What counts as moderate intensity aerobic physical activity? Common things to get you moving are brisk walking, swimming, cycling, hiking, and even dancing. Pick the activities you enjoy the most so you can stick to your physical activity plan. A good way to test if you're achieving moderate intensity physical activity is to check if you can talk but can't sing while completing the activity. You shouldn't be out of breath, but you should also want to make sure your heart rate is elevated just enough to get the health benefits. Some of you may already be doing vigorous activity. Having difficulty talking without pausing is a sign you're achieving vigorous activity. Please note that if you'd like to begin or add vigorous activity to your routine, please make sure to have approval from your physician. Adding strength and resistance training, such as going to the gym, yoga, or any type of ball game, will help you prevent muscle loss that is oftentimes coupled with weight loss. Other benefits of strength and balance exercises include supporting bone health and helping with balance to prevent injuries from falls later in life. Making physical activity fun is a sure way to stick to your physical activity routine and goals. Finding what works best for you is key. Be open to trying new activities and vary your workout routine. having a music playlist to enjoy while you work out, listen to your favorite podcast or audiobook, inviting a friend to work out with you, or challenge yourself by joining a 5K run or walk are all great options to make physical activity more fun. If you're planning to start being more physically active and haven't been in a while, it's important to start safely and slowly. Musculoskeletal injuries are the most common problem when it comes to physical activity. To prevent this, it's important to warm up before activities and also cool down after. Staying hydrated, especially during warmer months, is also important to keep in mind. You should immediately stop exercising if you develop any of the following: chest pain or discomfort, unusual shortness of breath or sweating, feeling lightheaded or sick to your stomach. These symptoms may go away on their own once you stop and rest, but if symptoms do persist, you should seek immediate medical attention and call 911. Now let's talk in more detail about healthy eating and go over suggestions in the Maintain Prime curriculum. Many of you may have already changed the type of foods you eat to help you lose weight. Continuing to build these skills will help you meet your goal and maintain your weight long term. It's important to remember, in order to lose or maintain weight, you must have appropriate energy balance. This means the amount of calories or energy we consume must be less than the energy we use. It's easier to reach an appropriate energy balance by eating the right types of food. A good way to reduce calories is to consume less fat or the right amount of fat. Fat has more calories per serving than carbohydrates and protein foods. If you have less calories from fat, you're able to eat more foods and can help you feel fuller for longer. In this example, you can see that 2 cups of higher fat cheese curls is more than double the amount of calories compared to 5 cups of fat-free microwave popcorn. You can enjoy bigger portions if you choose a lower fat option. It's important to remember we all need small amounts of fat in our diet to support healthy body function. Monitoring the amount of you consume will help you stay close to your calorie goal while eating more foods and to help you stay fuller for longer. One tool that we refer to many times during the Maintain Prime study is a MyPlate model that has been developed to help you create a balanced plate with a variety of foods. This plate is a great visual to show that half your plate should be made up of nutrient-rich vegetables and fruits, and the other half from whole grains and lean protein foods. MyPlate.gov is a great website for more resources to learn more about each food group, recipes, and more. As stated in previous slides, using measuring spoons and cups and food scales are great ways to measure accurate portions and serving sizes. But what if you're on the go and don't have these tools? You can use your hand to guesstimate portions of certain foods. For example, using the palm of your hand is about 3 ounces of your protein choice, and the length of your thumb is about 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. These examples are close measurements and good alternatives where you're not able to use to measure your food at home, but should not be used regularly. Other healthy eating topics to keep in mind: choose whole grains in place of refined carbohydrates. You can choose from 100% whole wheat bread, brown rice, quinoa, or even oatmeal. Choose lean proteins and add fish to your meals 2 to 3 times per week. Lean proteins include 95% lean ground beef, chicken breast, low-fat or non-fat Greek yogurt, and also plant-based proteins like beans, tofu, soy milk are also great options. Choose healthy fats that come from fish or plants. Options like olive oil, nuts, seeds, and salmon are great options. Limit sugary beverages and choose water instead. If you're consuming a lot of sugary beverages, the recommendation is to switch to a 0-calorie drink to help you with reducing calories. Focus on adding more minimally processed foods to your diet and reduce the ultra-processed foods that may contain many added sugars and solid fats that can contribute to excess calories but contribute little to no nutrients. Opt for raw or frozen vegetables instead of vegetable or fruit juice. Throughout your participation with the Maintain Prime study, you'll be using the MyChart app to track your progress. Please take some time to activate your account if you haven't done so already, and also turn on notifications from your MyChart account. If you're experiencing any technical difficulties with your MyChart account, please call the help desk. Information is listed on here. This concludes our healthy lifestyle topics, and we hope that this orientation session has been helpful to you. Please write down any questions you have, as there will be time to answer and go over them during your first study visit. You may have questions about what it means to be a research participant and what to expect next from the Maintain Prime study. Feel free to reach us by email or phone with any questions that are research related. Thank you for your attention and participation in the Maintain Prime study. Goodbye.